Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. Today, inshallah, we're going to speak about one of the most important lessons, which is commas in general. We're going to know more about commas with direct speech and names, commas in compound sentences, and more uses of commas. Make sure that you are having your reader's notebook and kindly open page 319. Let's go. Take a look at this example. In this example, somebody is talking to another person. Her name is Yolanda. So he's saying, Yolanda, can you tell me about the giant tortoise? Did you notice that there is a comma? So this means that we are able to put a comma after the name of the person that we are talking to. We are not done yet, as you also should put a comma after the words yes, no, and well. Let's answer sentence number 4 together. We are supposed to put the comma where they are needed. Let's go. The sentence says, these animals cannot walk fast, Brenda, though their legs are strong. Again, and focus on the way I'm saying the sentence. These animals cannot walk fast, Brenda, though their legs are strong. In this sentence, it seems that there is a person who is talking to Brenda. Okay, so this means that we are having a name right here. So we are supposed to put a comma after it and a comma before it, so that anybody who reads the sentence gets to know that in this sentence there is somebody who is talking to Brenda. So it's gonna be, these animals cannot walk fast, and see, Brenda, and there is a comma before Brenda and a comma after Brenda, so that the person who reads the sentence knows that we are talking to Brenda, though their legs are strong. So to sum up, in this part we are talking about the way that we are supposed to put a comma when we are talking to somebody. When you are talking to somebody and you are saying his name, you should put a comma after his name so that the person who reads the sentence gets to know that you are talking to somebody. And the second thing that we have said here, which is that when you start a sentence, when you have the words yes, no, and well, you are supposed to put a comma after them. Now let's move to a second part. In this part, I'm gonna talk about something I have told you a lot before, and I know that you are going to be a little bit bored, but I should say it as long as we are talking about commas. I'm pretty sure that you remember the words and, but, or, and so, right? I know also that you remember that we use such words to link between two complete sentences. So when we are having two sentences that are linked by any one of these words, I mean the word and, but, or even so, this means that we are having a big sentence, and this big sentence is called a compound sentence. Let's take a look at this example. In this example, we're having two sentences. The first sentence is, hippopotamuses live in lakes and rivers. Hippopotamuses live in lakes and rivers. This is the first sentence, right? And the second sentence is, they graze on land every day. They graze on land every day. We have made a link between both sentences using the word but, right? So now we are having a big sentence. Hippopotamuses live in lakes and rivers, but they graze on land every day. Using words like and, but, or so is normally connected to the use of commas before them. Remember the small chant that we have used to say in the class? Comma and, comma but, comma or, comma so. When you take a close look at the word but here in the sentence, you're gonna notice that there is a comma before it. Okay, so that's the rule here. It's to put the comma before and, but, or, and so if they are existed in a sentence linking between two sentences. Let's take the first sentence as an example. Hippos graze for hours each evening. They eat up to 150 pounds of food a day. In this example, we are supposed to use the word and. So, where are we supposed to put the word and? Exactly, in the middle. What is the thing that we should put before the word and? Exactly, it's a comma. And notice that there will be no need to put the letter T here in the sentence as a capital letter, as it's not going to be the beginning or the start. So the sentence is going to be as follows. Hippos graze for hours each evening. See? The comma. And they eat up to 150 pounds of food a day. Right? That's it. So, to remember, we were talking about commas in compound sentences. And we have now remembered what a compound sentence is. It's two sentences that are linked by the words and, but, or, and so. If such words are existed in the sentence, we are supposed to put a comma before them. Then the last thing I want to speak about in this video, which is more uses of commas. The comma is a magical mark. You can use it when you are talking, giving a lot of examples in your sentence. Like for example, we saw tortoises, see the comma, hippopotamuses, notice the comma, and birds. It's the same thing that is existed in the second sentence. There are sea lions, see the comma, sea otters, notice the comma, fur seals, notice the comma, and elephant seals at the zoo. So when we are providing more than two examples, we are supposed to put a comma after each example so the reader gets to know that you are giving examples and choices. The second use is to use a comma between a date and a year, as in this example. As you can notice, May the 4th, 2013. We are supposed to put a comma between the date and the year. And the last use of a comma is to put a comma between a city and a state. As in the sentence, I live in Glendale, Arizona. Glendale is a name of a city. Arizona is a name of a state that has existed in America. So, between the city and the state, we are supposed to put a comma. It's the same thing when we are talking about Dammam and the Eastern Province. In this case, we are supposed to put a comma between Dammam and Eastern Province. In this case, I'm gonna answer with you two sentences, sentence 2 and sentence 4, as I do believe that they are a little bit tricky. In sentence 2, it says, people who drill, dump, or dig up the sea floor are not allowed in the sanctuary. As we can see here in this example, we are having three actions. The first one is drill, the second one is dump, and the third one is dig up. So this means that we are supposed to put a comma after drill and a comma after dump, right? Because these are examples and choices. Now let's take a look at number 4. A layer of fat, a thick coat of fur, and a dry spot in the sun all help sea mammals to stay warm. Notice the way I'm saying the sentence. A layer of fat, a thick coat of fur, and a dry spot in the sun all help sea mammals to stay warm. We can also here notice that there are examples and choices. The first one is a layer of fat, and the second one is a thick coat of fur, while the last one is and a dry spot in the sun. As these are examples, we are supposed to put a comma after each choice. So we are supposed to put a comma after the word fat and another comma after the word fur, and the sentence in this case is gonna be perfect. So let's remember the things that we have talked about in this lesson. In this lesson we have talked about more uses of commas. We said that we can put a comma after a lot of choices, and we can put a comma between a date and a year, and we can also put a comma between a city and a state. And you know the way I end my videos. Do your best, make me proud of you, and stay safe.